Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jamie. I am a college student here at the University of Missouri. And today I'm going to be talking all about Greek life, sorority life, and I'm going to be going through some of the common myths about sororities and seeing if they're true or not, because I know I get a lot of questions just from people that are not in Greek life of things that they've heard that are true and all this other stuff. So I'm here to clear the air and see what's true and what's not. So the first common thing that I hear is all of your friends are also in Greek life. Not necessarily that your only friends are in your sorority, but just that the only friends you have are all associated with Greek life, which is not true in 90% of the people that I know. A lot of people have different friends because a lot of girls in sororities are involved in other organizations on campus. Like, I'm involved in the competitive dance team, so I have friends on the dance team who are not in Greek life, and yeah, a lot of people don't, but then there are some people that definitely only have friends that are in Greek life. So I guess it really depends, but most people that I know, that's not true. Okay, so the next super common thing I hear this all the time, especially from older relatives that just don't really know what a sorority is, and it's that you're paying to have your friends. I really don't think this is true at all, but it definitely can seem that way because to be in a sorority, you are paying quite a bit of money, but you're paying for socials, you're paying for charity events, you're paying for you're paying for food. A lot of times that's part of my dues. I get to eat at the house. If you live in the house, you're paying for a room to stay in, so you're not paying to be in the chapter, if that makes sense. You're paying for different things that you can physically get out of it, if you know what I'm saying. I like to refer to it almost as a sports team. Like, if you were to join the basketball team, you have to pay dues, and it goes towards your uniform, it goes towards your practices, it goes towards a bunch of other things, and you happen to make friends maybe. You know, it's the same concept. In a sorority, you're paying for other things and you just happen to make friends. If that explains it, I think that hopefully it makes a little more sense. So the next common myth is people say that if you're not in a top house, joining a sorority is a waste of time. And this is completely not true at all. Here, at least at Mizzou, I wouldn't say, I know there's definitely houses that girls and guys look towards more as being like a top house or whatever, and nationally I do know that there are some sororities with a better, like, you know, reputation than others, but it's all about your personal experience. If you find that you would be happy in a top house, then that's worth your time. But if you join a top house, you could hate it, and that's not worth your time or money. So it depends on the personal experience, and it just depends on what you're looking for. You want to find girls that are like you, and if it's not a top house, it's not a top house, and it's not that big of a deal. And honestly, no one cares. Like, no one cares what house you're in at the end of the day. It's only you. Okay? So the next one is being in a sorority means that you won't have time for anything else. This is, it's not true for me personally. I find that I actually have a lot of free time. The first couple months of being in a sorority, you have to go through initiation. There's a lot of events happening. It's homecoming season, so you have a lot of stuff with that. And so those, I would say, September and October especially, I just had no time for anything else. But now that that's over, now that I'm initiated, I have time for so much stuff, and I do so much stuff. I'm in a lot of extracurriculars, I dance still, and I have a lot of free time too. So it just depends on how involved you are in the sorority. If you're a president of the sorority, you will probably have a lot less time than someone who's just kind of a member. And I'm involved in my sorority, but I still have lots of free time. It does not take up your whole life as some people think. So the next one is all sorority girls do is party, and kind of going along that, I hear a lot of times that sororities pressure their members to go out if they want to be seen as like those kind of girls, and this is not true at all. At least I can speak for my chapter here at the University of Missouri. The girls in my chapter, I mean, there are girls that go out, but there are girls that stay in every Friday night. Like, it's not based on sorority, it's more based on personal preference if you want to go out or if you don't. So that's not true. And also, if they make you go out, that's not true at all. That would be hazing if they forced you to go out. So they can't do that. But I hear that one all the time, that sorority girls just party and they don't care about grades. GPA is a requirement to be in a sorority. You have to have a certain GPA, so grades matter. Okay, is that sorority girls are superficial. This is portrayed a lot on movies and media and all that stuff. And again, speaking for my chapter, not true at all. I have made some of the best friendships I've ever had in my life in my sorority, and I've only been here for 1 semester. So they're not superficial at all. I've never had like a fake encounter with someone in my sorority. There's not like drama in it. No one's fake. No one's trying to put on a front of being like the typical sorority girl. It's just not a thing. Everyone's super chill and nice, and I don't know, like, it's just not true. Okay, so sororities associate themselves with a single fraternity. This one kind of gets tricky because I feel like pretty often when you get paired with a fraternity for homecoming, for a few months after, you know a lot of guys in that fraternity. So when you go to events held by them, it's a lot of girls in the same sorority because they're paired with them in homecoming and they know them. So I can see where that can become kind of a thing, but it's not. You're not associated with any fraternity, or you know what I'm saying, like you're not paired, you're not linked up with a fraternity at any time besides homecoming and Greek week, I believe. I think that's it, but it's just not a thing. So yeah, I mean, you could have a fraternity where a certain sorority knows a lot of the guys, like I said, but that's about it. Sorority girls look down on people that are not associated in Greek life. This is not true. Again, I can only speak for so many people, but at least for everyone I know, and me personally, no one really cares if you're in a sorority necessarily. I mean, it's cool to be in a sorority, like I love it and I wouldn't trade it for anything, but when someone talks to me and they're not in a sorority, I'm never like, oh my gosh, like you're so weird. And no one does that to people in sororities. No one's like, oh, you're in a sorority, that's so cool. Just not a thing. Everyone doesn't really, like, it's not that deep. No one really cares that much, I guess. Okay, so the last one is, if you join a sorority, hazing is inevitable. And that is absolutely not true. Hazing is not a thing at any of the sororities that I know of, at Mizzou, K-State, whatever. Like, hazing is absolutely not tolerated whatsoever. They have such strict rules on Greek life and sorority. Well, can't speak for fraternities, but they have such strict rules on sorority life to where they can't even call us babies because that's hazing. Or when we have like big and little, we aren't technically allowed to call them big and little because that's hazing. We have to call them like Big Diamond Sister or whatever. So hazing is absolutely not a thing, ever. So I don't know. Alright guys, so that is the top myths that I hear about Greek life and sorority life, and I tried to explain them a little more to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it made sense. I feel like I was kind of all over the place, but I tried my best. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment of what you want to see next. I am back in school, obviously. So if you want to see any more vlogs or anything like that, let me know. hit the subscribe button if you want to see every video I post every week. I'm trying to post every Friday, and hopefully might even start doing twice a week, so look out for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.